Okay, so I'm gonna do like 2 songs, just cause why not? You know what I mean? One of them is one that I wrote. I was almost just gonna do covers tonight, but I will do a song I wrote, and eventually one day you guys will get me to freestyle on stage even, you know? I do that on the radio, but getting it on stage is rough for me, but you'll get it out of me eventually, okay? But I'm gonna do true story about when I was in high school, okay? Okay, this is a true story. This really happened. I wrote this in high school over in SLV, okay? This is all true, okay? And this will show you what's up. Okay, it goes 12 o'clock bell and it's time for lunch. At once I have a hunch about what I'm going to munch. Burritos and tater tots dancing in my head, replacing useless knowledge that I've just been fed. I get into line and I gather my meal. White milk over chocolate, cause that's how I feel. I post the lunch is free, but that don't bother me. I sit and eat in glee, happily with no fee. But soon I'll pay the price, soon I'll feel the wrath of Christ. I drink this milk to make me fit, but hold on, it tastes like the date on the milk said 24. Oh the horror, for today is 28. Why was I handed this fate? Now no longer do I set. They gave me bad milk, what up with that? I said that you should give me a brand new one. I said, hon, this is war, I'm hardly done. So I went and showed my milk to Tina, the badass narc, she's like the school Xena. I told her why I was so bent. She went, well, it really ain't my department. So I went off to talk to Shearson, the school principal who fears London. He said that he could not help me. I said that was a pity. So with rage in my stomach, fire in my soul, I started marching back up to that, on the way there I met up with some freshmen who were fans of none other than MC London. 10 to 15 freshmen that there were, came back there with me, trouble we shall stir. It felt so good, kinda like silk when we all started chanting, don't buy the milk! Don't buy the milk! Don't buy the milk! Don't buy the milk! Well, the lady didn't laugh and the lady didn't pout. The lady tried to physically force me out. Well, this existence totally slowed down the moment I threw my milk to the ground. Milk exploded into the air. Tina said I was in trouble. I didn't care. She took me back down to see the principal, where they expect me to confess the inner sins of all. I have my freshman fans waiting outside for me. I will beat the system. You shall see. I admit I got carried away. I started to say, but come on, Ray, that milk ruined my day. And to other people, this has happened before. 2 or 3 times, maybe even more. Come on, man. Cut me a break. I drank sour milk today. For Christ's sake, let me tell you something. Ray's a nice guy. From his pocket, he gave me $1. No lie. I said that the dollar was full of my trouble. With the price of my lunch, I wouldn't burst his bubble. I walked out of the office, out to my fans. I showed them all what I had in my hands. The dollar, the flag, the symbol of glory. It's a piece, it's a part, it's the end of my story. The freshmen cheered for I had ripped the man. The answer to why would come I can. The rest of my life, I'll check the date, and for the rest of my school, I would like to state, don't buy the milk! Don't buy the milk! Don't buy the milk! Don't buy the milk, man! Yeah! Go to you. And then one more. I'll do one more. Now, I did this one recently, too, because my neighbor was just freaking out. She's going through all this stuff, and she just wants to move. She just wants to move somewhere far away. She can't deal with all the stress. And you know what? It made me think of this. This is from, I think, when did Dr. Seuss write? In the 80s? I don't know. No. But I know this song, or this book, and I'll share it with you because it's true. And it's anyways. It's called I Had Trouble Getting to Salsa. It was by Dr. Seuss, okay? I was real happy and carefree and young, and I lived in a place called the Valley of Vum. and nothing, not anything ever went wrong till one day I was walking along, and I guess I got careless, I guess I got cocky, and Daisy's not looking at where I was walking, and that's how it started. Suck, what a shock! I stubbed my big toe on a very hard rock, and I flew through the air, and I went for a sail, and I sprained the main bone at the tip of my tail. Now I learned there are troubles of more than one kind. Some come from my head, some come from behind. So I said to myself, now I'll just have to start to be twice as careful and twice as smart. Might skip the line. If I watch out for trouble in front and back sections by aiming my eyeballs in different directions. I found this to be quite a difficult stunt, but now I was safe both in back and in front. The new troubles came from above and below. A shirt's in my neck and a shrink in my toe. Now I was really in trouble, you know, the rocks and the quail, the shirts and the shrink. I had so many troubles I just couldn't think. There I was, all completely surrounded by trouble when a chap rumbled up in a one-wheeler wobble. Young fellow, he said, what has happened to you? Has happened to me and other folks too, so I tell you what I've decided to do. I'm off to the city of Santa Cruz, on the banks of the beautiful river Wahoo, and they never have troubles, at least very few. It's not very far, my camel is strong. He'll get us there fast, so hop on, come along. I jumped up behind him, and all through the day, the wobble wobbled on, and it wobbled some way. The road got more bumpy, more rocky, more tricky. By midnight, I tell you, my stomach felt icky, and I said, Mister, please, when do we get to that wonderful town? Are we almost there yet? Young fellow, he said, don't you start in the stew. At sunrise, we'll drive into Sala Saloon. You'll have no more troubles, I promise I do. But when dawn finally came, and the darkness got light, that wonderful city was nowhere in sight. Instead of that city, we ran into trouble. Our camel got sick, and he started to bubble. We had to pull him in our one-wheeler wobble. So there we were in a dreadful position. Our camel sure needed a camel physician. Now, doctors for camels aren't often seen, especially on mountains. They're far, far between. So we pulled that old wobble and set out to find some doctor while dragging our camel behind. I pulled, and the next thing I knew, pulling the camel and the wobble chap too. Now really I thought this is rather unfair, but he said, don't you stew, I'm doing my share. This is called teamwork. I furnish the brains, you furnish the muscles, the aches and the pains. I pick the best roads, tell you just where to go, and we'll find a good doctor more quickly, you know. And then he sat and he worked with his brain and his tongue, and he bossed me around. It's because I was young, and he told me to go left, and he told me to go right, and that's what he told me all day and all night. Next morning, we located Dr. Sam Snell, who knew about tonsils and camels as well. Our camel, he said, had a bad case of gleeks and should lie flat in bed for at least 20 weeks. I was tired. I wanted to crawl in that bed. But the wobble chef sent me away, and he said, your troubles are practically all at an end. Just run down the hill and around the next bend. You'll come to the Happy Way bus route, my friend. The Happy Way bus leaves at 4:42. It'll take you directly to Salt Saloon, the banks of the beautiful river Wahoo. Well, bus stop was there. That part was just fine. But tacked on a stick was a very small sign saying, notice the passengers using our line. We're sorry to say, but our driver, Butch Myers, ran over 4 nails and punctured all tires. Until further notice, 442 cannot possibly take you to Sala Saloon. So we wish you a most pleasant journey by feet. Signed, Bus Line President Horace P. Sweet. So I went on my feet thanks to Horace P. Sweet. Now Horace P. Sweet almost ruined my feet. 100 miles later, my feet were so sore. Then what you know, it started to pour. It was drenched in skin when a chap with his blicker splashed up and he yelled, it's the Midwinter Jigger! The Midwinter Jigger came early this year, and it's not going to be very comfy around here. Any fool, get out! So I packed up my things and I'm off to my granddaddy's out in Palm Springs. Take cover, he yelled. Use my house if you wish. And the chap in his blicker splashed off like a fish. Well, I ran in the house and I fell in a heap. I needed my rest, but you just couldn't sleep. Did you ever sleep and your feet were like ice with a family of owls and a family of mice? Listen all night to the growls and yowls and the chattering teeth of the mice and the owls while a midwinter jigger howled horrible howls. I tossed and I flipped and I flopped and I flipped. It was 5:15 when I finally slept. And I dreamed of sleeping on billowy billows, soft silk and satin, marshmallow stuffed pillows. I dreamed I was sleeping in Salt Saloon on the banks of the beautiful river Wahoo. They never had trouble. Then I woke up myself. Now I really don't see the troubles like this have happened to me. I've floated 12 days without toothpaste or soap. I'm practically almost giving up hope when someone up high shouted, here, catch the rope. I climbed up the rope calling, thank you, my friend. And I forgot a line. But I got to the top, but it wasn't a friend. I saw my Troubles were not in that. A big man on a horse scared me out of my wits. He bellowed, "I'm General Genghis Khan Smith. There's a war going on. It's time that you knew. Every mad lad in this land has a duty to do. We're marching to battle. We need you, my boy. We're about to attack. We're about to destroy the perilous Poozer of Pumblemoose Pass. So get in the line, you're private first class." And he gave me a shooter, one little beam. It's not very much if you see what I mean. He yelled, "Get the Poozer, attack without fear. The glorious moment of victory is near." The glorious general led the advance, the glorious swish of his sword and his lance, the glorious clink of his tin-plated pants. And we went around the corner, found at last there was more than one Poozer in Pumblemoose Pass. General Genghis Khan Smith shouted out to his men, "This happens in war now and again. Sometimes you're a winner, sometimes you're a loser. We never can win against so many Poozers. So it's just it's time to retreat." And the army raced off by its tin-plated feet. And there I was, more Poozers than I'd ever seen. There I was, my shooter, and only one beam. I thought, will I ever get through to one of the stairs? I had terrible trouble in staying alive. And I saw an old pipe that said vent number 5. I didn't have time to find out what that meant, but that vent had a hole, and that hole where I went. That vent where I went was sort of a funnel that led me out into a frightful black tunnel. Traffic down there was a mess, I must say, with billions of birds going all the wrong way. They bumped me with bikes, they banged me with dishes. I ran into ladders, beds, bottles, and fishes. I skidded on garbage, I fell in a horn. Troubles I wish I had never been born. I was down there 12 days in that bird-filled place. At least 8,000 times I fell smack on my face. I injured 3 fingers and both thumbs, both lips, my shin-bone, my backbone, my wishbone, my hips. It was more I was starved, I had nothing to eat. Damp was damp and moss on my feet. Just when I thought I could stand it no more, by chance discovered a tiny trap door, and I popped my head out. Great sky was sky blue, and I knew my flowers to finally come through the banks of the beautiful river. Wow, who I could before I was so sweet. There it was, his glittering towers in there. I'd made it, I'd done it at last. I was there, and I knew that I left all my troubles behind when the chap at the doorway that shimmered and shining waved me away with friendly kind. "Welcome," he says. He gave me his hand. "Welcome, my son, to this beautiful land. Welcome to sweet, sunny Santa Cruz on the banks of the beautiful river. Wow, they never had troubles, at least very few. As a matter of fact, we have only just one. Imagine just one little trouble, my son. The one little trouble is you now see the one little trouble I have with this key. There's only one door in the Santa Cruz. We have a key slapping slippered. We do this troublesome slipping we did to our door 2 weeks ago Tuesday, according to force. Since then, can't open the door anymore. No one goes in, and town's gone to pot. Terrible state of affairs, is it not? And so, said the doorman to Santa Cruz, my job, door's finished through. I'm off to the city. Boo, boo, ball, the banks of the beautiful river. Woo, wow, they never have troubles. No troubles at all. Come along with me, he said as he ran. And you'll have no more troubles, I promise, young man. I have no more troubles, is what the man said. So I started to go, but I didn't instead. I did some quick thinking inside of my head. And I started back home to the Valley of Fun. I know I'll have troubles. I'll maybe get stung. I'll always have troubles. I'll maybe get bit by a green-headed quail in the place where I sit. But I bought a big bat at the Dollar City store here. And I'm ready, you see. Now my troubles are going to have troubles with me. Ah!
Yeah!
So see, and you know, after I brought that up to my neighbor, after I brought that up to her, you know, she hasn't really talked too much about moving. You know, maybe she's just gonna handle it. You know, we gotta just stay and defend. You know, with bats and stuff.
London, did you say you gave
Right,
us a
man.
poem in writing or book?
Oh, I just performed it for
That's
her.
right. She needs to hear that, you know. That is right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
I can't believe Genghis Khan was in a Dr. Seuss book.
Yes. It's beautiful.